So good to see you all there. And yeah, I'm dreadfully tired from babysitting yesterday, but never mind. If you want to push your record button, you probably already have, Gary. Oh, Robert's there as well. Another one from Ramsgate, 2U1 GDO there. G'day, Robert. I think Brian was going to listen then, but dash off. So, but I will say morning to you there, Brian. Hope you're well, and Donna's okay, and Frankie and Harley, and I never remember your daughter's name. But yeah, trust you're all well there. I will put it over to you. I know you're going to listen and disappear probably. VK4 Triple J G1 NLQ.
NLQ VK4 Triple J. Good morning, Dave and Nettie. Daughter's name is Kirsty. Kirsty's gone to watch the show Moulin Rouge up in Brisbane tonight, so she's staying overnight with her brother, her younger brother, who has an apartment in West End. And we're looking after both dogs, Harley and Frankie. So it's going to be a rugged night, because Frankie's a very anxious dog. If her mother's not there, she's anxious. So she paces up and down the hallway. So it'll be one of those evenings. Yeah, not much happening here. Haven't been on the radio since last Friday evening, I think. Good to hear everyone. Good to see the call signs up on the screen. And I'll do a lot of listening while I'm on, and I might have to stoke the fire. It's a cool evening here, Dave. 16 degrees, heading for 8. So I've got the log burner firing up, and it's beautiful to just daze there and watch it and get that heat. Although it's no good for the climate, is it? Still, got to be comfortable. Back to you, Dave. G1NLQ VK4 Triple J.
Yeah, VK4 Triple J G1LQ. Yeah, fair enough there, mate. Fair enough on Kirsty. You probably told me at one point, and mine like a sieve as normal. And yeah, fair enough on going to see the show. I wonder if Harley and Frankie get on now. I know there was a little bit of a. I know it was when they were puppy, or one was a puppy. It was more likely, but I wonder if they do get on together now. And Robert tells me he's just listening. So good day there, Robert. Just listening. Right, let's pop it round to Gary. Good to talk to you a bit earlier there, Gary. I think Adrian started something on about the railways, didn't they? Or didn't he? So yeah, I remember Victoria as being those horrible blooming wooden train carriages. They were strange old beasts, they really were. Put over to you, Gary. VK 4GLB G1LQ.
G1NLQ VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. Good morning to all over in the UK. Good evening to all in Oz. And hello to all the rest around the place. Anyway, Had a so-so sort of a day today, and it was 1 degree when I got up this morning, and tonight's going to be, well, it's telling me it's going to be 0.1. So that's tonight. So looks like it's going to be another cool night tonight here. Currently it is 10.4 degrees outside, 0 wind speed, and 49% humidity. And as I said, it's predicting 0.1 degrees Celsius tonight. So not a problem. With that lot there, G1NLQ, VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. Back to you there, Dave.
Yeah, VK4 GRB, G1LQ, yeah, okay there, Gary. Yeah, I did see you put up sort of like, you know, the -2s and things like that, and I thought, yeah, that's a bit chilly. That's a bit chilly. Funny enough, when I was out yesterday, I went and brought a new duvet for the winter months.
Because
we had one that was flatter than a blooming carpet now. I forget where I think I got it when I worked for Singers, the sewing machine firm. We were selling them, and so we brought one. But the one we brought is a lot larger, so it'll be interesting in the winter.
Can't wait.
So, unless she can't wait for the winter.
No, just feel the difference.
Yeah. I must admit, last night I went to sleep on top of the bed. It was hot and sticky and horrible, and temperature's going back up again. It's 24.2 now. It was 25 earlier. Dropped down a little bit, but it's going back up. So all this global warming. Yeah, I don't know. The certain bits are getting colder, aren't they? Over to you, Daryl. Morning, Daryl. Evening, Daryl. Nice to see you there. And we'll bung over to. I suppose you're knocking back the old pudding, aren't you? We go forward. DGM G1LQ.
Yeah, G1 NLQ with the gentlemen. Good evening to the guys over this side, and morning to everyone on the other side. To you and Eddie. All good. It's 11.3 now outside, so they're saying about 5 overnight this time, so we're not going to see a 0 again, so we'll see where we go. All right. I just made some did a mince mix with a bit of savoury stuff in it, and that. Going to make some homemade pies here with the pie maker. There, put a bit of capsicum and onion and carrot and all that in them, and a bit of tomato too. So we'll see where we go. And one of me buses has buggered up the night in the traffic. The Translink mob keeps sending an alert out telling me that it's all buggered. Oh well. Yeah, there's a few. I think there's a couple of road accidents around here somewhere too. There's a lot of sirens going off. So we'll see where that goes. Yeah. Other than that, we've done some good desserts this week. Around a few places. Probably tomorrow I'm going to go to Audi, they've got a American cheesecake tomorrow. One there, so we might get that put in the freezer. Give it a run, so see how it goes. Yeah, so it's a baked one, I think. I think they bake theirs. So we'll give it a go anyway. Probably have to. It'd probably be a good one to have ice cream with too. So all good. And yeah, we're going to the Jim Boomer Market in the morning. So we'll get. Hopefully it'll be a frost out there. I can go see a bit of black ice on a little walkway there in the town, near the Lindsay Highway. And watch all the people walking their puppy dogs and hitting the black ice. But they got a high bridge and a low bridge, so the low bridge doesn't get much ice on it, so the high one picks it all up. There's some reason. So yeah, so we'll see how many up to there, and we've also got a new car museum opened in Brisbane today. They started up today. A lot of good, cool cars there. The Brisbane Motor Museum there, and on Sunday the Automobile Association RACQ was having a big car day in the showground. So we'll see. We might head over to that and have a look at a few cars there. So, all good. All right. Not much else. Very quiet round here. A lot of people got picked up that COVID's coming back. G1NLQ, VK4 DGM.
Yeah, VK4 DGM G1LQ. Go to the Motor Museum if you can pick me up an FJ Holden, about 1953. Pop it in your pocket, mate, and pop it in the post. I'll have it. I do love the old FJ Holdens. I suppose because I was brought up with them. There's something about them. I love Holdens anyway. There were quite a few of them that were lovely, absolutely gorgeous. Was it HDs and HGs and I can't remember them. And then they started putting silly names on, didn't they? Like what they call it? The sports car one. My brain's just gone out the window. Maruno? Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know. But, I loved them. Absolutely loved them. And, Black Ice. Yeah, it's a so-and-so, isn't it? I always remember I hadn't been over here long, and I was driving down the road, hit some black ice, ended up in the middle of a roundabout. Tried to stop these police cars that were thundering down the road, and it was too late. They weren't worrying about what I was trying to tell them on the side of the road, that there was like black ice down there, and they ended up in a pile right next to my van. It was funny. I drove out, theirs was totaled. So good game. Good game that was. You've had some good puds this week. I must admit, I was out shopping yesterday with my grandson. Didn't get any pudding at all. I don't think, apart from the little pies, that was about it. Put it over to Arthur. Morning, Arthur. Haven't spoken to you for a couple of days, I don't think. Babysitting duties, and I could do with a good sleep actually. G0 HA G1NLQ.
True.
Hello, sorry that was late. My taskbar was not responding, so I've had to move it. Okay, and I think somebody flashed up as well. I couldn't. Anyway, let's get that out of the way. Yeah, not a lot going on. I had a few contacts on the DMR. I don't know if you're learning a little bit more about it as well, so I'm quite happy about that. All the best to the guys down under there. All of EK's with us. Very nice to hear you all there. I was going to do something for the club this week. They were having a tidy up on the gardening around the shed, and I tried to get there, and I was stuck in traffic lights everywhere, and in the end I just found a quick escape route, and I came back home and I sat down and had a drink instead. yeah, I just couldn't get to Mark. Just couldn't get to the club. There was so many traffic lights everywhere and queues, and I wasn't early getting there, going. But anyway, I just said sod that, turned around, and I came back home again. So I did try to get there. I put all the gear in the car as well, loaded up, and that was it. I did find one. When I was working I was listening to a station, and I looked him up. November 8, Juliet India Whiskey, Donald, obviously a Yank, and I looked at his QRZ page. My God, the guy's got 2 floors with studios, radio studios. Have a look him up, Dave. Look, November 8, Julia India Whiskey. Look him up on QRZ sometime. Anyway, this has been my only contribution this morning, guys. So I wish you all the very, very best. And we could do with a little bit of cool like you have got at the moment, but not quite as cool as that. Thanks, Dave. This is my last over. All the best. Catch you later.
Yeah, G0HA, G1NLQ. Yeah, okay then, mate. Yeah, I know we're chewing about the traffic. I had Littling in the car yesterday, and it was, traffic lights, all up along Hayne Road, Porthole Lane, and just everywhere. Yeah, that was Brian popped back in. Did you want to say something there, Brian, from G1LQ?
I was going to help you with the model of the Holden. Holden Monaro was probably the one you were trying to vocalise. And the guy opposite me has a 1953 Holden Ute in good nick. He hardly ever takes it out, so it's in rather fine china, as they say. Back to you, Dave. I'll just close my mouth and listen.
Yeah, G1NLQ. Yeah, I presume I got it there. Yeah, Monaro. That's it, mate. Yeah. It wouldn't come to the front of the brain then. It really wouldn't. It was probably my favourite sort of upper class sports car. What I would call a sports car in those days, and yeah, I used to drool over them. Oh, yeah, really nice, beautiful engine. Let's face it, the Holden wasn't a fantastic car, was it? They were built for the Australian market. They did the job. They did what they said on the tin, and. Really good. I did like them. They were nice. I don't think the engines were particularly strong. I think we rebuilt our old FJ, God knows how many times over the years. But you could work on them. not like the motors today. You know, you daren't go underneath the bonnet. You know, they were a good motor, and I still see the odd FJ on the internet. Do bring a tear to my eye. They really do. Anyway, Joe's there. Good morning, Joe. How's it in Malta today? A 9 Hotel 1 Golf Yankee G1 NLQ.
G1 LLQ 9H1GY, Joe and the group. And I cannot stay on too long today as I am in the sick bay. But I couldn't talk too much. I got some issues with my throat here this morning. But I've been enjoying listening and learning from you guys over there. I cannot stay too long, I'm afraid. But I'll make it a point to will be coming again. So just leave me at the side. And I do appreciate your call, Dave. G1 NLQ and the group. This is 9H1GY. Good morning and thanks again. I'll be standing by.
Yeah, 9 Hotel 1 and 1 Golf Yankee. Okay, Joe. Sorry to you not feeling the best at the moment. That's not good. And as you know, we sort of used to live in the same part of Australia, around Clayton, Springvale, Heatherton, all around there. So yeah, good to hear you again, mate. Good to hear you. And yeah, hopefully you're going to feel better soon. And yeah, always a pleasure talking to you. Always a pleasure talking to you, mate. So really nice. Yeah, something you said after. Oh yeah, I've written his call sign down. I'll have a look on that. I'll have a look on that and see what that's like. Where would we go? Where do we go? I'll pop over to Gary. VK4 GRB G1 NLQ.
G1 NLQ, VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo. No worries on that. Yeah, well, I was, how would you put it? Stop playing with the mouse. Yeah, the way I was, when I was growing up, it was a rivalry. Of course, Dave will remember these towns: Rosedale, Bensdale, Trafalgar or Moe, and of course the Morwell all had dirt track racing. My brother had an FCFB FEEK. Yeah, he had the EK. Don't worry, I had to just go through the models of the Holdens. Yeah, he had the EK. I had the Zephyr Mark II. So there was Ford Holden rivalry in our place from the start. We both raced in the same class. Anyway, with that one, VK. My apologies. G1 NLQ VK4 or GRB. Back to you there, Dave.
Yeah, VK4, GRB, G1LQ. Yeah, well, we used to go to Calder racetrack, and we used to do a bit of drag racing there as well. Yeah, had the old Falcons when they came out. The EK, it wasn't that one with the square rear lights. Didn't have square rear lights or something like that. Something in the back of my mind. I can't remember. I'll have to have a look myself now. Got me going. And the old Zephyrs, they were good. Yeah, there was a bit of that rivalry, wasn't there? You know, Ford and Holden, and you know, as you say, they brought out the Falcons, the Fairlanes. You know, that was the bigger job, wasn't it? And yeah, and then they started getting a bit of shape on them, and yeah, it was good. All good, that was. Really nice. Yeah, it brings back some memories of what we used to do down at Calder, and then we had the lads that. We used to have one girl in our group, Katie Jones, and she then got a Valiant. She got a Valiant, the one with the like the indicators that were on the front wing at the top. I can't remember the models. You know, and that was something different then. You know. So the old Valiants were around. Oh, they were older Valiants, of course, but I remember getting that. So yeah, that was all good. We got Jens on. I'll pop it up to Jens. I see he's on the phone, so he might be doing something else. But morning, Jens. What's the postman driving around the corner as well? So. Oh, he's gone round the corner, or she's gone round the corner. We had a lady post woman yesterday. So we'll keep an eye out, because there's a parcel supposed to be going to my sons, and they left a card. Delta Lima 4, Fox Charlie Tango. Good morning to you, Jens. I trust you're well. I did that and he disappeared. Must be something I said. I'll have to put a bit more deodorant on, won't I? Brian, you still there? Did you want to have another a quick waffle? VK4 Triple J G1LQ.
VK4 Triple J. Yeah, just a comment on your postie. Oh, that's right. It's Friday over your way, isn't it? We get 2 mail deliveries a week, Tuesday and Thursday. My wife is just... Yeah, but they're minor packages, I think you find. They do package deliveries and parcel deliveries 5-6 days a week, but letters, I'm pretty sure we're only down for 2 days a week. So you're doing well, Dave. Joe and Malta. Joe and Malta used to live in Carrara, the suburb next to us, many moons ago, if I remember rightly. Interesting character. And I hope you get well soon, Joe. Back to you, Dave. I'll just listen from now on, so I'll say cheers to you guys and see how I last. Back to you, Dave. G1 LQ, VK4 Triple J.
Yeah, VK4 Triple J G1LQ. Yeah, okay there, Brian. And yeah, fair enough on that. Yeah, well, I think it's getting that way over here actually. The lack of postmen and the lack of postmen that can read as well. I think look, I've nothing against people with dyslexia. I'm not that brilliant myself, and get word blindness, but you would at least think that they had some idea of where they were, what they were delivering, and where they were delivering it. It's quite easy nowadays. They have these PDAs, don't they? Which you're in this location and this is the address you want, and no, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Brian's disappeared as well. There's none of us on here now, or for a few. I think it's going to be a week-old morning. Oh dear, never mind. Let's put it over to you, Daryl. And I dare say you'll be disappearing in a little while. It's a bit of a strange old morning on the net. Mind you, it's warm over here, and it's cold over there. So Brian's appeared back again. I know he's just listening there, but yeah. As I say, they told me the other day, the postman, that, we haven't got the postman or the post personnel. You're not allowed to call them postmen or postwomen anymore, are they? In Australia, they've just called the posties. Yeah, that's it.
That's easier.
Just call them posties.
No, doesn't matter then.
Morning, Ian. Evening, Ian. Trust you're okay. Good to see you. Everybody's up and down like a bride's nightie today. They're in and out. Well, I suppose if you've got a bride's nightie, that's what it is, in and out, isn't it? Over to you, Daryl. VK4 DGM G1LQ.
Yeah, G1NLQ VK4 DGM returning. Yeah, all good. That hole in the square one, I think it is that one you're talking about. My owner's dad's got one here. He goes to a lot of the car shows, takes it out everywhere. It's a bluey sort of colour. It's an original Holden colour there with the nice bench seats in it. You can have a nice sleep in the back or the front, all good. There, so so we'll probably see some nice cars on Sunday anyway. Yeah, getting around. They've got a pretty big Holden car club and a Ford car club. The Mustangs and the Maseratis and all them too. All the European cars. Quite a lot of those cars around too. And there's a couple of places you can hire them too and take them for a drive down the coast or up the coast. There too, so all good. All right, so I'll turn the pie maker on in a minute and make me pies and let them cool down and show the ones I want to keep in the fridge and ones in the freezer. Yeah, so, and they're just saying we've got a surplus of fruit and veg. Everything's been growing too good now, so we'll see if the prices come down. They're not, I'd say. But oh well. All right. Everyone have a good one. Yeah, we'll keep listening here till the end, Dave. Gonna jump on our feather duster net tonight. on the Ipswich repeater here. So I'm still trying to work out why they call it the feather duster net. But I got an explanation the other night when I was at the club off one of the old timers was saying he leaves the feather duster on top of the radio to remind him to do the net on Friday evenings. G1NLQ, VK4DGM. We'll be listening.
Yeah, VK4 DGM G1NLQ. Sorry about that. Hang on a moment. Yeah, G1NLQ returning. Yeah, sorry about that. Dog's going absolutely ape because of postman. Yeah, had Gary, one of our old postmen, turn up. I was just asking him where he was delivering round my son's way. So I've got to keep an eye out for that now as well. And yeah, fair enough on the old pies. Yeah, bunging them in the freezer. And which ones are you going to have? Yep, yeah. Man, my own heart likes your food. Yeah, I do like my food as well. Mind you, I found my little grandson. He's very finicky on food. He's almost like a veggie. He don't like meat. Well, he don't seem to like meat anyway. So yeah, I don't know where that comes from. We've always been carnivores in our family. Oh dear, never mind. Something else you said, Gary. Daryl. Oh yeah, we had one of our Holdens we had was an FC, two-tone blue. Oh, it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And then right out the back of Mafra, I think we were going to Boysdale that way, and this drunk hit us right in the side, absolutely right in the side, almost to the point that we nearly rolled over. And this drunk, he had no license, he no road fund tax or anything, but yeah, our car, literally the passenger side, was it passenger? No, driver's side. Yeah, it was driver's side. Literally all caved in, and so that was the end of that one. And that was a good little car, that one. So yeah, sadly missed. Let's put it over to Ian up there in Bundy.
Oh.
Good day, Ian. I trust things are well with you. A VK4 FIBK G1LQ.
A G1NLQ in the group. This is VK4FIBK. Good morning, Nettie and Dave. I hope you two are well. Good morning to all the others to be applicable, and good evening to the ones that are applicable to the evening. That'll be us blokes here in Australia. Geez, I was laughing at you there, mate. Had a couple of naughty words there, Nelly. Anyway, shocking, mate, shocking. I tell you what, your signal in the last couple of times I've been on, the internet hasn't dropped out, so somehow they fixed it over there, mate. I've still got the tower down and the 80-metre loops laying on the shed and the house, so I don't transmit too much. Oh, excuse me. I don't transmit too long because you never know, the radio might just say, well, look, I'm not putting up with this, and blow the finals or something. Anyway, yeah, I'm having trouble with the rust on the bottom now. I've fixed everything up. I've just got to get rid of the rust. And I went to 3 or 4 places to salve. 1, 2, Bunnings, oh, God, Total Tools. I went to 4 places, and they haven't got the thing that's got about 5 or 6 wires hanging out of it. They're solid wires a bit, and you can put them on the end of your drill. And I use it on the drill with the hammer, and that gets the rust off. I've got a compressor, but my God, they want well over $100 for a damn rattle gun. Bugger that. It's only just to do the rust on the tower here. Anyway, yeah, I've got one in the shed somewhere, and I've been nearly all afternoon looking for it, and I can't find the damn thing. So I went out trying to buy another one, and nobody's got them now. Anyway, there's a couple of other bloody engineering places here I can try tomorrow, so I'll give them a go before midday because it's Saturday tomorrow. Anyway, that'll do me this round. Sounds like the dogs there are having a bit of a bark there at the postman. Yeah, we call them posties over here, or postmen. They're all different names, and I'll tell you what, the post is getting better over here now, now that COVID and all that settled down. I've got a couple of things for a mate on eBay, and by Jesus, from Brisbane to here, it took only 3 days, so that's not bad going for us over here. Righto, Dave, back to you, mate. G1 NLQ, VK4 FIB. VK.
Yeah, VK4 FIBK. Yeah, apologies for the language with these dogs. They're a pain in the butt. It doesn't matter, and you can't tell them. You can't tell them. Well, I had to have a smirk. On Monday, I ordered an aerial, and I ordered this aerial on Monday. I ordered an X510. Got the thing, but before I got the thing, I got the tracking, and the tracking said it was coming via Australian Post. I thought, no. I had realms of Gary there where, yeah, I was getting it. I have to put a fridge out the front. So I thought, wow, how comes it was coming Australian Post? It actually came FedEx in the end. So it came via FedEx. And I opened up the package. It's quite a long item, this thing. When they must have picked up the package, it got a split in it, and half the bits were missing. I thought, no. So I had to ring this firm up, and it was like talking to somebody that wasn't going to answer you, or wasn't conversing with you, or if they did converse with you, they didn't say anything. It was, so I ended up emailing, because I really didn't know whether this guy was listening to me, whether he knew what I was talking about. So I emailed him and I said, I ordered this thing, this was the order number, these are the parts that are missing. And then I got a rather curt email back saying, yeah, the parts are on their way. But sure enough, next day I got a box, and in actual fact, they'd overdone the parts. I could have got away with a little jiffy packet with the couple of bits that I wanted or needed. No, they sent a box with everything else. So apart from the aerial, of course. So I got that. But Australian Post, I thought that was funny. Hang on a minute, take another bit. Yeah, so I've got this other cam. I've got it. I've got to put it together now, and apparently it gives me about 11 dB gain. So that will be interesting. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get it up there. I haven't worked that out yet because the last time I dropped my mast and the length of this blooming thing, I think I'm going to have to put a red light on the top to warn aircraft. You know, I used to have a big aerial up there before when we first started, and we used to have a search and rescue at Manston Airport. And I actually spoke to them one day because we couldn't work out when they were coming in off the North Sea. They always flew over our house, and oh, well, there's a guy there that's got a mast, and we do pinpoint on this mast. It was quite funny, it really was, how it used to go. But yeah, all interesting, all interesting. Yeah, have you thought about for your rust, this stuff you can get in you can get it from car factors now, can't you? You paint it on and it goes black, and it basically just sorts out the rust that way. I know you want to probably you know, scrape it all off and that, but yeah, it might be worth a try. And so you get this. This stuff, and it just eats the rust away and leaves a coating. So yeah, that's quite good stuff. Yeah, I think it's going to be a short little net today. None of our normal suspects on here today, is there? Pop around to Gary, VK4 GRB G1NLQ.
G1NLQ, VK4, Golf Romeo Bravo. No problems at all. Okay, yeah, the 248 /FX, FJ, FC, the FC and the FC and FE were virtually identical. Then you had the FB and the EK. They all those models were all round bodies. The one where you're thinking of the square tail lights and all that, that's the EJ. Then you went EH. Then you went HR. We're into the 186s here, and of course we're into the 350s. Starting, no, it was the HR had the 308. I definitely know it had the 186. Anyway, and of course then you went into the later 60s, and that. But yeah, the earlier square ones were the EJ and EH, and then they went to the HR. That's in the Holden range. Hey, I'm a Ford bloke, but then again, I own a 68 model bloomin' Stout in the backyard. It has me fire tender, so and that's definitely not a Ford. Okay. Okay, back to you there, Dave. G1NLQ, VK4 GRB. Back to you there, Dave.
Yeah, VK4 GRB G1NLQ. I found it really strange that Holden died of such a quick death. Mind you, I know Fords have done the same, haven't they, over there? I do find it strange that Holden's had such a following, and I know it was all controlled by America, and it's the same over here with Vauxhall, and so we're now getting some strange-looking Vauxhalls over here and that. I'm surprised that somebody didn't take on the plant or one of the plants. I mean, I think they built them in South Australia, didn't they? Victoria. I don't know if they did them up your way or not. But I remember at Dandenong the Holden plant, and I used to see the lorries come out with them. They actually exported quite a few to South Africa as well, which always surprised me. But no, they I can't say they were well built, because it's like everything, isn't it, with cars. But yeah, you do have the Holden guy and the Ford guy. Yeah, and I mean, I used to love Bathurst and the V8 Cup and all that lot, and I mean that was rivalry, wasn't it? Absolute rivalry, something that was well, I always looked forward to it. I did. We can't seem to get it that much over here now.
We used to do bits of it.
Yeah, Mount Panorama, isn't it? And yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But I've got a few tapes upstairs with it on. Jens is back. He is still there, isn't he? Yeah. Delta Lima 4, Fox Charlie Tango, G1LQ. OQ, Jens?
G1 NLQ Delta Lima 4 Foxtrot Charlie Tango from good old Germany in Rosbach. Thank you very much for the mic, Dave, and sorry for for coming on and coming off. There was a phone call which was very important for me, so I had to take the phone call first, because we are planning a new kitchen, and this will be delivered, and there are many things to be discussed and planned and organized, and it's only coming in end July, but still, the preparations have to be done. So that was rather important. Apart from that, everything is fine here in Germany. It's very warm, a little bit too warm actually, and we have not enough water here in Germany. And the farmers are having problems, but we are expecting some rain at least for the weekend. Here where I live, there will probably be no rain whatsoever. Temperatures of up to 30 degrees Celsius expected for the weekend, and even more than that on Monday, Tuesday. Apart from that, I had a very busy time. This is why I was not on for a long time. With my wife, we went to Luxembourg and had a short visit there, and we were talking about Trier already. And so there are quite a few things happening, and the glass fiber is being laid down as well, so the electrician has to work on that one as well. So there are many things at the moment, and this is why I'm rather rarely on QRV here. But nonetheless, I said I should come back again. The other thing is that, with the electrical car, I went for the longest drive I've ever had. So it was, and now I also started to recharge midway. So this is something I discovered now as well, which is good with the fast charger. So it does work quite well, but I won't make it too long. My first one, and good evening to all the others there. Like Gary and Daryl, and who else is there? Ian is there, and also Gert. from the Netherlands. So everything, and Joe, good to hear you, Joe, as well. I think that's covered everything, everybody. If not, then please forgive me. Mike, back to you, Dave. G1NLQ, Delta Lima 4, Foxtrot Charlie Tango, and a very good day to Nettie as well. Over to you, Dave.
Oh yeah, Delta Lima 4, Fox Charlie Tango, G1LQ. Yeah, okay. Well, congratulations on taking the car a bit further and charging halfway. Somebody, I was talking to somebody the other day, and their friend had done this. Got to where they were supposed to recharge, and none of the charging units were working, and they were desperate, absolutely desperate to try and charge their vehicle, and they ended up having to have it loaded back to the Isle of Thanet here. So yeah. And we've got a big supermarket over here called Tesco's, and I noticed that they're putting charging units in there now, so you can go and charge up your electric car there. But this is the old egg and chicken sort of thing almost now, isn't it? We've places are running out of water. They're running out of electricity. You've got all these stop oil people who are, think that electricity just grows on trees, and well, not grows on trees, because they want to keep the trees going, don't they? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Oh, never mind. Yeah, all good. Anyway, let's see if Daryl, you midway your pies, or have you mixed it all up and got it all in there, or is the pie machine working? VK4 DTM G1NLQ.
Yeah, right. G1NLQ VGM cooled down. I cooked all the meat and that going in them, and one lot's got brisket, and one lot's got mince pie and that in it, so savoury mince and stuff. So all good. All right, and g'day to Jens there, and yeah, I meant to comment on Joe. I hope Joe's is okay there too if he's in the sick bay. Yeah, hope that they haven't found too much with him there too, and yeah, there's certainly some good old cars back around the days, and in the Holdens. I think don't know what they up in Queensland. I know they made some of the Ford production stuff up here. Don't know whether they made any Holdens, but we've got a place here that makes gaskets, and they make gaskets for all the motor vehicles around the world here. They are being pretty busy now. They're having trouble getting tooling and stuff to keep the gasket place going there, because a lot of new stuff now doesn't actually have gaskets either now, this new stuff. Even in the John Deere ride-on mowers and that, there's no gaskets whatsoever. Let alone all the Chinese stuff, they don't seem to use the gaskets, but they make a lot of gaskets for the rare spares mobs here that we've got that have all the Holden and Ford parts, so that'll keep them going anyway. All right, yeah, other than that, it's just sitting on 9.1 degrees, and that's as far as it's probably going to go for the night, they're saying. So I might not even get to see a frost out at Jim Boomer Market tomorrow. That'll be a bugger. Well, we might have to wait till next in July. Go to Bow Desert Market and see a proper frost. G1NLQ with the group VK4DGM.
This is G1LQ. Sorry about that. Another postman. I had to sort out for my son. Apologies on that. But yeah, morning Fred and morning Don. I'll put it over to Ian, VK4 FIBK. G1LQ.
G1NLQ, VK4 FIBK. Oh, you could have put the other two blokes on there first if you wanted to, Dave. But anyway, righto, mate. There's a couple of things here. Yeah, good morning to Jens there. Yeah, good on you, Jens, for going for that drive with that electric car. I've still got the diesel V8 Land Cruiser here. I've noticed in Bundaberg now there's a lot more electric cars now. A mate of mine, he's a single bloke, but he's got lung cancer now, and I don't know how long he's going to go. He's bought the Camry a couple of years ago, the brand new Camry, and it's half electric and half fuel. So he's happy with his. And rust, oh God, mate, that stuff that you reckon painted on, I hope it works good. I'll go and see about it sometime. But the rust I got, mate, when I got a hammer and cold chisel out and started on it this afternoon a little bit, it's just going to take too long and it's not coming off properly. I've got big chunks of rust that when you hit it, it just pops out, and I'm left with a big hole in the 16 mil plate or 15 mil plate that's on the bottom of the tower. And yeah, I just want like a little rattle gun or some damn thing to get all that rust off. I don't know whether that paint will pull all that off. Anyway, I could find out about it. And Australia Post, yeah, I was giggling when you said that your antenna was coming via Australia Post. I thought, my God, talk about the long way home. Holy hell, it certainly would have been. Anyway, yeah, and we got Doctor Who there too, and FAX. Good morning, well, good evening to all yous there here in Australia. Okay, only a short one, Dave. Back to you. G1NLQ, this is VK4 FIBK.
Yeah, VK4 FIBK, G1LQ. Yeah, this stuff that you buy, it's sort of like almost a bluey come clear liquid, and you paint it on, and it turns, it rusts, the rust actually almost black, and it stabilizes it back to a metal. And yeah, I've used it on the car as well, and you know, it is very, very good. And you can buy it from like Motor Factor places, or I think you can even get it in Bunnings. I'm sure Bunnings do it, so you should be all right there. And as I say, it's some sort of acid, but it is very, very good, and it stabilises the metal to save it going any further. So. Yeah, all good there. Right, let's pop it round to Fred. Yeah, hi to you, Andy, as well. I said Don, and we've got Alan. Alan, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, I think I've got that right. My brain's going. Yeah, right. Let's pop it over to Fred anyway. VK4 FAAP G1LQ.
Yeah, G1NLQ with the group VK4FAAP. Good evening all, or good morning all, whatever the case may be. And not too sure what the temperature is here. It's quite warm. I was sweating before because we've got the wood stove going, and normally you'd need it going by this time with the way this temperature's been going the last few evenings. It's been dropping, but it was 29 degrees when I looked before, so we're going to have to open the door up for a while. Temperature just hasn't dropped, and I think Daryl was mentioning that, but doesn't seem to be dropping down as far as it will. It was meant to, but maybe there's still time yet. It might be going to happen later on. I haven't noticed if it's cloudy or anything outside. But anyway, I thought I'd just call in, say good day. I haven't seen Brian and Lisa. I don't know if they're away or they're crook or something, but a few times I've missed them. Or maybe I've just come in too late, I don't know, but I hope they're both okay. CG4WIP there, Jiminy, Mr. Cricket, hope you're well too, mate, and the wife there, you too, Dave, Doctor Who, and Heather. Who else? Daryl. Yeah, Daryl I spoke to on the phone today. Good to catch up on the phone again, Daryl. Daryl's off to the markets tomorrow, apparently, to play in the Black Ice. And Don, FAX, good to see you there, Don. Haven't heard you yet, but it's like there. Ian, FIBK, haven't heard you for a while, mate. And haven't heard Gary yet, GRB. So I'll get out of the way. I might stay for one more. If I disappear, that means I've got something else I've got to do here. I've got to order some groceries for tomorrow, and if you don't get them by a certain time, you miss out. So with the delivery times. So I'll hang around as long as I can. Jens, I didn't mention you, Jens, either, did I? Good to see you up there too, Jens. I think I got everybody. Anybody that I've happened to miss, I hope you're all well. And good to see you. Good roll up again tonight, Dave. And you're out there grabbing parcels back and forward, and they come flying back all out of breath. God, some people have it hard, don't they? Anyway, no fish and chips tonight. Had chicken and salad, that sort of thing. On a health kick again there, Dave. As you can imagine. I don't know what Daryl's cooking up, all kinds of pies and stuff. God, Daryl, you get through some junk food. Some good stuff too. Anyway, I better replenish it, go a little bit longer, I suppose. I think I mentioned everybody there, but as I said, the dogs, cats, all the minnels, hope they're all right, foxes and hedgehogs and all the rest of it. I'll put it back over to you there, Dave. If I disappear, it'll be because I can't hang around. I've got a bit to do. I've been on the phone a lot today and still trying to make arrangements with the situation here. So, as you excuse me, as you can imagine, it's a bit haywire. Okay, all the best, everyone. We might get back, we might not. So take care, and we'll hope to still be around before the net finishes. G1NLQ, VK4FAAP.
Yeah, VK4FAAP, G1NLQ. Yeah, okay then, mate. Yeah, little foxes are okay. I still get a little poppy come, hopefully every day, and two of her offspring have been coming. So they're bigger than her. She's so tiny. She's not much bigger than one of our cats. We've been getting a couple of the kits come, and they've got bigger. They're frightened of me, where she's not. She'll come and get her food, but if I go up there in the pen where they come into to have their dinner, they leg it. Yeah. Right. Yeah, fair enough, mate. If you got to go, you got to go. I'm getting a bit of a headache here. I don't know whether it's the sun or what, but I spent all day yesterday from 6:30 to about 10 to 6 babysitting yesterday. And grandson, he got a little bit tetchy a few times whilst I was shopping. A bit of a pain, but never mind. Don, let's pop it over to you. I talk too much. VK4FAX, G1LQ. How's it up there where you are today in Toowoomba? And I hope you're well, and we'll pop it over to Andy. Over to you, Don, from G1LQ.
Hey, G1NLQ, VK4FAX with the group. And good evening to all. Ian, Fred, Jens, Dave, Gary, and Andy. Who else we got? Anyway, I don't recognise a lot of the call signs, but very cool here the last couple of days. Southwesterly came in and really cooled things down. Fairly frosty the last couple of mornings. I think Gary should be able to update you on the lower temperatures and frost out his way, because down in the zeros out that way apparently. We were pretty warm, around 3 or 4 degrees, but it didn't get past I think about 14 or 15 today, even though we had nice bright blue skies. It was just that sneaky little breeze as well. Anyway, I just came over to put the dogs to bed, and I thought I'll come in and say good day on the net. I'm looking forward to watching a bit of football and cricket tonight with the first test starting. Obviously the Englishmen at home deserve a bit of favouritism, but anyway, we'll just look for a pretty fair competition and see how things go. Not a lot else to... my poor old mum, she's got the COVID. She woke up on last Saturday morning on her 92nd birthday and with COVID. Spoke to her today. The cough has abated slightly, but she's still not feeling the best, of course. And the young fellow that looks after our Downsy son, he came down with COVID yesterday, so he's been in our household every day this week virtually, so just hoping that he hasn't passed it on to us as well. Anyway, I'll pass it back to you, Dave, and thanks for calling me, and G1NLQ, VK4FAX.
Yeah, VK4FAX, G1LQ, yeah, okay there, Don, yeah. Well, strangely enough, I was going past somebody yesterday and I got Littleton in the shopping trolley, and this woman got out of the car and she was coughing all over the show, and I thought, just turn away, love, and it was like, I don't want that. And Littleton has a few respiratory problems as well.
That's the last thing,
and he's already, his nose was running constantly yesterday. I thought, no, I don't want this. This is a bit of a pain. But there's some people out there, isn't there? I know, you can't help it if you don't know you've got it. But fingers crossed, mate, you're okay. Open the windows, get some good air blowing through there, and hopefully it'll bypass you. But sorry to you about your mum with it. It's not good at that age, is it? Fingers crossed she'll be all right. Anyway, I take it she's had her jabs and things. Mind you, I've got friends around the corner didn't want to have the jabs, haven't had the jabs. One of them actually ended up with problems, but the other one's been fine, so I don't know. Right, put it over Doctor Who. How are you? VK4HOOG1NLQ.
And hello to everyone there. I just go with Fred's vote on the signs and my daughter. She's going overseas tomorrow, and she just sent me an SMS. Yeah, all good, all good. Yeah, yesterday afternoon was a pleasant one with Don, and we had a bit of a roll up with our bowls, and that was really enjoyable. I really liked that. And Fred, I hope your health's okay. I haven't sort of been on to hear how you went with all the X-rays and everything else. So I've been thinking of you, brother. And yeah, I generally, well, last 3 days I've been in Gatton, so I just jump in the hearse and go straight down to Gatton. It's about 5 to 6 degrees warmer down there. All right, I'm just here for a short time, so I will hang around a bit, but I won't come back for the next one, Dave.
Yeah, okay then, mate. Yeah. Well, we'll be packing up in a little while anyway. Back to Andy on all of that, and I'll pop it over to Andy in a moment. Pop it over to Alan in a minute. Fred, did you want to come back and answer? Andy?
Yeah, thanks, Dave. G1NLQ, VK4FAAP. Good evening, Andy. Good to hear you, mate. Thanks for inquiring. Yeah, we've got most of the results back. We've still got to get more on Monday. Well, it's more to discuss what treatment they're going to use and when it's going to commence on Monday. But have got tumours in my liver, and but it's treatable apparently. It's confined just to there. It's nowhere else in my body, so there's nothing to worry about anywhere else. And they think it's, well, they say that they can treat it. So there is a positive thing there, mate. It's not all negative, it's positive as well. So the worst part now is just finding some accommodation. This all has to come in together, of course. But anyway, I won't rave on about that. Spoil everybody's evening. Enjoy your evening. It's Friday evening here. What is it, Friday morning there, I suppose, over in the UK. Sorry to hear about your mum there, Don. Yeah, and my daughter-in-law came back from Singapore and promptly developed COVID. So I can't go to my son's place. He can't come here. Mate, there is much more of it around than people are letting on. My daughter works in a medical centre, and she warned us, for God's sake, go and get the booster, which we did a few days ago. We got that one and the flu vaccine, and that'll be another 10-12 days before it really takes effect. So yeah, anyway, there's a lot of people, a lot of kids in intensive care and hospital with COVID. One passed away recently, so Daryl was telling me. He knows a nurse, or his next door neighbour's a nurse who works in there with that sort of thing, and it's much worse than they're letting on, and my daughter reckons it's worse than it was the first time around. So don't be conned. Don't let them pull the wool over your eyes. Go and get the injections. It does work, and if you're over 75, I think it's over 70, not over 75, you can get antiviral medication as well. Or if you're in any way compromised, you know, your health is compromised, you can get them. And which my daughter-in-law is, and she's only had it a few days. She got some of the antivirals. Can't get me gob to go right. My daughter delivered them down to her, and she's pretty good. Just I know I've run out there. I don't know how much you missed there. But anyway, antivirals do work, but not everybody can get them. But if you're young enough, get in there, keep up to date with all the vaccinations, and you should be right. But they're really putting a load on the hospitals at the moment. It's much worse than people think. So there you go, Andy. It's not all about me, mate. You take care of yourself, and that goes for everybody else there. I don't think it's as bad over your way, Dave, at the moment. And somebody was telling me up in up north, in the northern part of Queensland, it's bad, and they're all moving down here. So they always make sure they shift it around, make sure everybody gets some. Yeah. Anyway, as far as the rest of it goes, we'll see how we go. But so far, so good. Thanks for inquiring there, Andy. How's that for a short answer? And before you put it back to Andy there, Dave, you didn't answer my question about Brian and Lisa. Haven't heard from them for a long time. I was just hoping that they're both okay, mate. So don't forget poor old Brian and Lisa there. Somebody did tell me they might have been crook, but I don't know. Anyway, G1NLQ with the group VK for FAAP.
Yeah, VK4FAAP, G1LQ. Yeah, okay, mate. No, they're fine. Spoke to them on Tuesday night. I didn't listen to they normally have a radio net on Thursday on DMR. And they were fine. I'm surprised they weren't up today, but there's also, they sometimes Brian has to go up to Moorfields Hospital, or he may have got a thing today where he's sailing. We've got a lake near us called Westbere Lake, and one of our other radio hand mates takes him out on a little sailing boat. So, but they're fine, absolutely fine, no worries at all. I think Lisa did have to go up to Corby, Northampton Way, just recently for a funeral, but otherwise they're fine. There was no worries at all with them, mate. So yeah, they're all okay. I'll quickly put it back to HOO, and then I'll put it over to Alan, WIP. Andy, any answers to what Fred's saying?
I tell you what, you hold the floor very, very well, Dave. Yeah, you do an amazing job. Yeah, no worries, Fred. I just I haven't been around for a couple of weeks, so I'll keep asking. And yeah, from Heather and myself, wish you all the best, my friend. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, okay then, mate. Yeah, no worries at all. No worries at all. And all good on you. Right, well, and good evening to Owen there as well. See Owen's there. So, G4 WIP, Jimmy the Cricket, as Fred says. Alan, good day to you, and I hope you're okay there from G1LQ.
Yeah, G1LQ, G4 WIP, Jimmy Cricket. Perhaps I should change the title on my name bar there. Yeah, very good evening, very good morning, depending where you are in the world. Local time here is about 20 past 10 in the morning, so we've got a nice bright sunny day, sitting looking out of the patio. Sun fairly cracking the pavement, clear blue skies, not a cloud. I'm going to have to put the parasol up in a minute just to keep the heat off the glass here. And as I say, it got up to about 28 degrees in here yesterday. At the moment, 25.8, so very pleasantly warm to sit round listening to a net. Yeah, okay, on the COVID, yeah, the COVID's, it's about my friends' kids bring it home from school regularly, it seems, but they treat it like, oh, it's a nuisance, we got the COVID again, you know. and they've got a typical 3-bedroomed house, and they just isolate the offending member who's tested positive in one of the rooms, and put food under the door. No, I don't think it's as bad as that, but they keep themselves to themselves if they've got it, and the rest of the family don't get it. So it's they just treat it as a nuisance now. They don't fear it anymore. But from what you say out there, you've still got problems over there. But I was actually in medical centre, a couple of times this week. I went to a local hospital, one of the local hospitals, and what was noticeable was where the hand cleanser was in the beginning, in the front of the foyer. There's a notice saying you no longer need to wear a mask in this hospital. So so that's all changing. I was in there to get me electrical conductivity test done on my legs and my back to see what's going on, and the nice Indian doctor there got me leaping about like a frog on a hot plate. But he didn't tell me anything. He just said, "Oh yeah, you've definitely got a problem there on the right side, and this will go to your specialist, and he will be in touch." So here we go again. And I sort of lost half an armful of blood yesterday in another hospital. So I've got problems. Okay, on the tumour on the liver, one thing, Fred, is the liver has got a lot of self-repair in it. So if you're going to get something and it's treatable, the liver's probably a good place, because it's pretty big and it's got a lot of redundancy and it can repair itself, unlike the kidneys. So it sounds as if you might be favourable there. So I wish you well with that and all the other morbidities that we get at our time of life. And so what else to say? Can't think really. I've got 3 seconds. G1NLQ, G4WIP.
Yeah, G4WIP, G1LQ. Yeah, okay, no worries at all. No worries. Well, I took my grandson down to the beach yesterday afternoon, and the tide had gone out, so I was trying to push his little pram across the sand and was sinking in it. And then I turned around, and there must have been about 3 dozen girls appeared in the tiniest little bathing suits, or I don't call them bathing suits anymore, bikinis.
Yeah.
I called them eye patches. Oh, I had to come off. The temperature was rising down there. Oh dear. And yeah, cover up thy modesty was not the word. Oh dear. Yeah, so we were down there for a little while playing on the sand, which was really nice, and it was a lovely breeze. So I think we're lucky round here that we got a nice we get the breeze from the North Sea quite nicely, and it blows things around. But I think the trouble is with this COVID business is that there are a lot of stupid people out there that don't think about others, and I think that's one of the problems. But yeah, right, we'll pop it over to Owen, and then we'll do a quickie back through, and then I'm going to disappear then. G'day to Owen. I hope you're well up there. How's your head gasket? Have you sorted that out, I wonder, mate? Or have you gone out, lashed out, and brought a new roller, I wonder? VK4FODM G1LQ.
Yeah, G1LQ. Sorry, I was in the other room when I heard you putting it back to me, so I had to run out here. Yeah, I haven't done much to the head of the car yet. I got to get the rego paid first before I can start spending money on the head. But my brother said he might give me a hand with it, so I just got to try and find someone who's going to do a proper job on it this time. The other one only did, it only lasted 3 years with the other mechanics, so I'm going to have to look into someone who's a bit better qualified to put these engines together, because I'm pretty sure it should last more than 3 years. I'm not a hoon, so it's not going to be working the engine too hard. But now all's good down this way. It's getting a bit cool tonight. I just was in the other room putting the oil heater on, so that's why I had to rush down here. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow it'll be a better day. Well, it usually is during the day. It's nice and warm. Pretty cool during the nights. But we all get used to that. It's winter time now, so that's it. That's all we can do about it. And fishing, well, I haven't done much of that lately. I'll have to get into that too shortly. But virtually just sit at home and do a bit of housework. That nasty word, the housework. But anyway, I'll put over to you, Dave, VK4N and G1NLQ. And good evening to everyone else on the side.
Yeah, VK4FOD. Yeah, it's amazing with the old head gaskets, isn't it? I mean, that was always, sort of favourite thing to go, isn't it? Nowadays, sort of antifreezes and things like that help, but there again, you can overdo with the antifreeze, can't you? And that eats its way through head gaskets and bits and pieces, and it's a bit of a worry, with them. I suppose it's something that can happen at any time. So oh well. Right, I'll put it over to Jens, and then I'll quickly go back through, and we'll disappear then. Delta Lima 4, Fox Charlie Tango. G1 NLQ.
Yeah, G1 NLQ, DL4, Dave. And of course, I will hello to Fred as well. You were not on when I came on, so all the best to you. And the good thing is that this is treatable, and so that are the very good news. And I wish, of course, you all the best with the liver, that it doesn't spread. And so if it's treatable, that's good news, very good news, I would say. And very good day to, very good evening to you, Owen, as well, from Rosbach in Germany. So everything is fine here. It's really heating up. The summer, 31 degrees early next week. Today we have 28 or 29, something like that. And tomorrow there's a big barbecue for the senior citizens of my town here. And so we've organized this we do this once a year. And so we're all meeting. It's a covered place, open but covered, so that we won't get too much sunshine there on the skin, which is no good. So we are looking forward to that. It's going to be a three hours nice barbecue there. And then we had also we organized also the visit to the European Space Agency, or European Satellite Operations Center in Darmstadt in Germany. And this was a very, very interesting visit there. We were 20 people, and we had a very good tour. They explained us everything, with the JUICE mission, which is the the Jupiter Moon exploration mission there, which will come. It works now. It started in April, and I think the mission is going to reach Jupiter in 8 years' time. So it's still quite time to go. But very interesting to listen to what they said about it. Very, very interesting things. And then here in the sky here in Germany, we have the maneuver, the largest ever maneuver of the NATO. It is under the ordinance of Germany this time, and so there are 250 aeroplanes here in Germany, military aeroplanes, and I think around 10,000 soldiers are involved in that. They're coming from all over the places, so very busy, and at times, there are sort of delays in flights and all that sort of thing for some civil flights as well. So, but we don't hear much of it, but I think in the northeast, and sorry for that, in the south, many disruptions on this one. So that was in short what I wanted to say. So it's many things happening here, and it's yeah, very good to hear all of you. It's great to have you back here. And Mike, back to you, Dave. G1 NLQ Delta Lima 4 Foxtrot Charlie Tango for the group.
Yeah, Delta Lima 4 Fox Charlie Tango G1 NLQ with a cat that's meowing. Yeah, okay there, Jens. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know about the NATO. I presume it's a NATO exercise that you've got over there. That'll be putting the wind up a few people's shirts, wouldn't it? So hopefully, yeah, it's all a bit frightening on what's happening at the moment. And I read this morning that our well, not so friendly Belarus gentleman was throwing his weight around now as well. So hopefully that's not going to come to apparition. I don't know why they're doing it. I really don't. But let's hope things calm down soon. We do need it. We do need it. Anyway, let's pop it over to Gary, and we'll go through and say ta-da to everyone. And it's been good to have you on. Been a fair old crowd come on today, which was nice. And it's good to hear a few of you that we haven't spoken to for a while. But it's a good little net we have here, good little net. I was on earlier this morning, and Gary was chatting away to
Sam.
To a few of them. Barry down there in Victoria, near Geelong, Werribee Way. And there was Adrian on from his railway station, which was good, and of course Gary there. Oh, and Sam from Oman. So yeah, it was been quite busy on here. Yeah, all good. Gary, VK4GRB G1NLQ, and I hope Cyrus is eating a little bit better now as well. Over to you, mate, from G1LQ.
G1NLQ, VK4, Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. No worries there, no worries there, Dave. Yeah, he's doing okay. He's slowly improving. He's got he's halfway through his tablets. So he's got to go through those doses, and he should be okay. But yeah, he's not totally to his old self, but he's you know, showing signs of improvement. Anyway, with that lot there, good evening there, Jens, Andy, Fred. I'll talk to you later on there, Fred, via a different means. Somewhere between now and tomorrow sometime or something. Anyway, G1NLQ, VK4 GRB. Over to you there, Dave. Over to you there, Dave.
Yeah, VK4GRB, G1LQ. Yeah, okay, no worries at all. No worries. I think I'll have to get an Australian call sign, won't I? Make it a lot easier. Yeah, I get an Australian call sign for running on peanut. Yeah, I don't think I'll be coming over anywhere near soon. But
haven't even got a passport, let alone anything else.
yeah, I haven't got a passport anymore. So yeah, all good, mate. Right, where we go? Who's left? Who's left?
I don't know. Everyone's
Yeah, I think we're borrowing them silly. Ian, VK4FIBK G1NLQ.
G1NLQ, this is VK4FIBK. All good, Dave. Thanks for running the show there tonight. Morning over there for yous, of course. I found out from a mate, he's got bad diabetes and he's lost a few toes on the other leg now. He's lost one leg and he's losing toes on the other one. And he said COVID's running a bit rampant here in Bundaberg, and I never knew it, and it doesn't come on the news now. Probably they're getting sick of bloody telecasting it. And, the hospital there, he said, was full of it. Anyway, and also too, mate, oh, look, when you're down at the beach there, mate, looking at those gorgeous women, I would have had a front row seat with an umbrella up and had a good look at them. But anyway, look, I better not go there. Nettie's listening on the side. All right, 7 trees to all, and we'll catch you all next week. I'm going to go and have a bit of toast now, and I'll have another beer. Thanks for doing it again, Dave. G1NLQ, this is VK4FIBK.
You bloody old perverts.
I was waiting for that. I knew Fred would bite. Oh dear, never mind. Yeah, you take it, Fred, and then I'll pop it over to Alan, and then go back up to Owen, and then Jens to tie the ribbons on. VK4FA AAP G1LQ.
Yeah, G1NLQ with the diminishing group about to go to nights or take off and do something for the day. Sounds like you've got some nice weather over there, Dave, and especially on the beach. Yeah, some nice views there. Eye patches indeed. Oh, yeah. I bet you were lifting yours up and having a look. Yeah, bloody old perverts. That's what I was saying. But I think I'd probably be in there with you, mate. I don't think I think I'd probably hang around for a little while to enjoy the view. After all, you can look, but just not touch, especially when you get to my age. But just because you get old doesn't mean you don't appreciate feminine beauty. As long as it's these days, it's hard to tell, mate. As long as it's genuine feminine beauty. Because it's so easy to get caught these days, and with LGBT and all that sort of thing, and people being able to choose their own gender. Well, they can choose whatever they like, but I'll stick with the real thing there, Dave, and it'll do me. But anyway, good luck to you. And good on you, Nettie. I could hear Nettie have a good old laugh there. But yes, yeah. Anyway, nothing wrong with that. Should be more of it, as long as it doesn't get too out of hand. But anyway, that'll do me. I didn't expect to come back, but I couldn't. I just had to get in and give that little one there, mate. And yeah, all right, back to you there, Dave. Thanks for a nice little get together again tonight. It does work well. When people can all get together, it's always nice, and it's cheered me up a bit, and that's for sure. So nothing like a good laugh. Laughter is the best medicine, as they say, and what would life be without it? G1NLQ with all the illustrious group. Have a great time, stay safe and stay well. VK4FAAP. Thanks.
Yeah, VK4FAAP, G1LQ, yeah, okay then, mate. Yeah, laughter is the best medicine, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It really is. A little net I run on Tuesday nights, I was going to change it to God's Waiting Room the other day.
For so many years.
Oh dear, so many of them were coming up with this and that, and yeah, it was. I try and make light of it. I got one of them who he got a problem and he couldn't sit down. Mind you, he's in his 90s, and yeah, it's what do you say? What do you say? Oh dear, never mind. All done in the best possible taste, as they say. But yeah, all good, mate. Yeah, thanks for coming on, Fred. Or for everybody coming on.
Yeah, the more the merrier.
And yeah, it's all good. And it's a nice little get together, isn't it? I know we talk a load of yeah, I won't say that word, but it's good fun, isn't it? It's good fun. Let's put it over to Jimmy the Cricket. G4 Whiskey India Papa, G1 NLQ. Over to you, Alan.
Yeah, G1NLQ, G4WIP, we're in the words of Malcolm Wise. We're speaking a load of Wabomba, whatever that is. I think we all know. Yeah, well, okay, I enjoy the summer time here, and the ladies, the young ladies out in their summer clothes. And my young wife has said I'm all right to look. I was out in my wheelchair the other day, but you still get a smile and the sap starts to rise. You think, hey, I'm not quite dead after all. So it's all good. And she calls me a pervert, but then again, she says that's why she married me in the first place. So there you go. Can't complain about that. As I say, she looks good herself in the summer. Well, she looks good any time, but she does like to dress sexy. There's no other way about it. Anyway, very nice to chat to everyone today. And that's a big net, so I didn't get much of a go, but that's all right. Like to listen. And so everybody have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. And maybe we'll catch you next week. So I was a bit late today anyway. That's how it goes on a Friday. I get carried away doing things, and there you go. Anyway, all the very best to everyone. Hope to catch you next week. And yeah, have a lovely weekend. G4WIP.
Yeah, G4WIP, G1LQ. Yeah, okay there, mate. Yeah, you have a good one. And hope the day goes all right. I think the weather's supposed to be changing, isn't it? Next week, I think we're supposed to be having a bit of rain and bits and pieces. Yeah, I've got to nip off in a moment, just go and check something. Right, I'll put it over to Jens, and then I'll pop it over to Owen, and we'll tie the ribbons on it then. So, Jens, Delta Lima 4, Fox Charlie Tango. I'll pop it over to you. Oh, yeah, you're getting a new kitchen and that. All good there, mate. Over to you, Jens, from G1LQ.
G1NLQ, DR4 FCT, back for the group. Yeah, thank you very much, Dave, for the net. As usual, very, very, very nicely done, and all accurate and very good news. And I say also 73 to all the group. Was very good hearing you again, and for you, all the best for you, Fred, that everything works the way you want it. And as I said, it's good that there's a treatment foreseen, which is very good. So all the best to the rest of the people, and yeah, I will be back further down the log. And it was great talking to you. It's 73, and auf Wiederhören from Rosbach in Germany to all the places which are still listening. Bye bye, and Mike, back to you, Dave. G1NLQ, DL4FCT.
Yeah, DL4, FCT, G1LQ. Yeah, okay then, mate. Yeah, all good there. And you have a good one. And hope everything. Oh, you said about the European Space Agency. Yeah, something I would love to see myself. I think that would be very, very interesting. Very interesting. So, but you can see most of these things nowadays on the internet, and makes the world very, very short and close together, doesn't it? Right, let's pop it over to Owen. Tie the ribbons on VK4FO DM G1NLQ. Over to you, Owen, and hope you have a good one.
Yeah, G1NLQ, no worries there, Dave. Yeah, I was a bit late getting on tonight, but that's life, I suppose. Plenty of things to do, and I got the old HF running in the background. Luckily, I'm in the other room. But yeah, you got to watch all these skirts down the beach. They can get you into hot water. But yeah, no, I don't get down there too often, thank God. But you see enough of them around town here anyway. The dress code is not what you call up to scratch. At least not up to scratch what it was like when I was younger. But definitely a lot more, or I should say a lot less than what they used to have years ago. All right, we'll catch up later, Dave. You take care of yourself, you and your family, and yeah, I'll get off this one and go in the other room and get on the old HF. So to everyone else on the side, you all have a good one. Now, just got to get your mouth back onto the spot.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, good to you, mate. Good to you, and you have a weekend as well. So with that, I'm going to say 73s and vacate the channel. You all have a good one. 73s, Gary, Alan, Owen, Fred, and Jens there. And anybody else that's listening, and anybody who wants to talk to the cat here, they can. 73 boys, catch you next week, or some of you a bit before. From G1LQ. Ta-da, bye.
Bye. Bye, Dave. DL4FCT.
Yeah, ta-da, Jens. Good to
VK4FAAP.